What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And today we're going to be touching base on some of these newer abilities that was just recently released. Many of you guys have had concerns, questions about it. What's going on with it? Why are these abilities being added if they're absolutely doing nothing that they're supposed to? Well, we're going to talk about some of those things right now. We're going to start off by, kind of going back with the flashback. When they just released these newer abilities, my job for you guys is to be the test dummy. You guys know that. My real ones know that. I pretty much try to go throughout and see exactly what's going on and try to figure out if these abilities are worth anything. This one right here has been an absolute joke. What happens is, if you choose to do this, right, like pretty much what happens, let me go ahead, I'm going to put back, I think I have the other one there already, right? Edge threat? Yeah. Hold up, did I have edge threat? What was this? Oh, reach elite. Okay, so we're going to put edge threat back on him, right? We're going to replace the ability, and then we're going to go back in there, and we need to refund this one. Oh, hold up, wait a minute, why? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. You have to do it like that. You have to replace both. Because like a lot of the things that are going on, when you go to it, it won't let you do it when it's like that. So let's do this. I want to refund this, the out of my way. Okay, yep, refund that. Give me back my stuff. Okay, beautiful. And then we're going to go and we're going to put edge threat back on. All right, so we'll go ahead. We have that back on there. Reach elite was... Hold on, what's the first? Okay, see, power specialist can't go there, but we can put power specialist here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off reach elite. We're gonna put power specialist back on him, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about why I'm making this decision. All right, so pretty much what happened is this, right? You have to understand with the way that the game is, when you go out and you play against a lot of these guys that have different type of variations with the way they run their offense, some people still use offensive line chemistries. I recommend not doing it, but depending on the type of player that you are, it could possibly help you. Like the reason that I know that power specialist works is because I had it prior to all of these other things that were working, and he was playing a lot differently. Now, what exactly does it mean with power specialist? Why is it such a good thing? When you play guys that either, even if they run the ball a lot, this is really, really good because you got to remember those spin moves. I don't know if you guys, I put out a video trying to explain to you guys that in certain cases, you'll play players that will be able to spin off your lineman when you're running stretch or any outside run. The players that have power specialists are more inclined to do it from the testing that I've done. Now, remember, when you pass rush, there's so many different ways that you can pass rush. So just because it's faster power move animations during the pass rush doesn't mean that it doesn't also apply to the run. In my opinion, my LT plays a lot differently with both these two dominant pass aspects as the abilities that he has. Now, you can also, I can also point out that they have put out these other ones like goal line stuff, inside stuff, no outsiders. I have not checked those, but I don't really feel that it's something that I should check. You see what I'm saying? Because it's already working. Like what I'm doing is already working. But again, I wanted to test out some other things just to make sure that we were getting everything that we were supposed to. Now, as far as under pressure, that is very, very interesting, simply because what happens is it used to be when you were very, very close to a quarterback, when the game first came out, under pressure was working seamlessly because the quarterback would throw the ball very, very awkwardly the closer that your player was there. Now, I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. I don't even know if this works anymore. Real talk, I'm in the mood right now to just get rid of it altogether and just probably give them like not home stadium, indoor baller maybe, like, try to do things to get these players to achieve their zones more quickly than to even worry about this because it just has not been working for me. But wait a minute, before we do that though, right? Let's go take a look at Von Miller as well because I use Lawrence Taylor with the out of my way. And remember, it's only against tight ends, running backs, and stuff like that. And that's where I tried to line him up on. And it wasn't anything extra happening. He was just playing, the same exact way. It wasn't like how it was in 19, where you would see him like explode on the player like crazy and the dude just falls on the ground. It wasn't like that. A lot different with the way that it was working out. So with the way that we have this, right? Because does he get, he can get power specialist. But I had him with reach elite. See, this is kind of interesting because what we see, reach elite is very, very interesting because you can visibly see the dude tackle somebody through their body, but I don't know if that's something that we should actually be doing. And like I said, with under pressure, right now at this point, I'm just thinking about getting my players in the zone, because once they get in the zone, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a question about it. That's what I really wanted to point out to you guys when you look at it. And I guess I had to reach a lead on Vaughn because, you know, the power specialist at the time, I didn't have the training for it. So it's like, you know, I was just like, let me see what I could do here. But what I'm realizing is, more often than not, a lot of us are going to be playing in home stadiums. So having the indoor baller, I know it's like a, you know, it's a toss-up, because in most cases you won't, you know, necessarily be in a home stadium. Well, not a dome stadium, but a lot of people understand the outdoor stadiums are very, very difficult to play in. Okay, because if you get a game with crazy wind, it doesn't really matter how good your kicker is. Because if you don't know how to deal with the wind, you know, I've missed field goals based on like downward, like crazy wind. It's not like when it's going upward and out. When it's downward, it doesn't really matter. You're just not going to be able to do what you need to do. So it's very, very difficult to, you know, with the aspect like that, to kind of figure out what you're doing. Now with this, what do we have? Indoor baller. Okay, so he gets it reduced with that. Okay, post specialist. This is another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you guys see any difference with this, with the post specialist, but for me, it doesn't really do anything. I don't know exactly why it's like that, but, and I'm really upset that you can't stack these things. I will put streak specialist on them like 4 or 5 times, but the post specialist is definitely, it's something that I don't really care about. Homer in the home stadium, now I don't care about that either. Clutch, reduce zone objectives late in close games. That might be something that's crazy. Now, as far as double move, in, slant, and all that stuff, you could argue that if you wanted to come out and, you know, run something like that, it would probably benefit you to do that. You could probably get away with it. I'm just letting you guys know right now that post specialist is straight trash. Like, I don't see a difference in the way that he runs a post, as opposed to like with Torrey Holt, with the corner specialist, that's glitchy. But I don't see a difference with the post. Put it like this. Even if a dude is playing cover 3 and you got post specialist and you know that he's in the deep blue on the outside, this, even when he cuts in, the deep blue follows him and he's right there. Like, it's no like separation. Maybe they made it like extra glitchy with cheese for Torrey Holt. I don't know. The quicker turning and change of direction after a catch, I don't really know if this works, and I don't want to waste 1,500 on it. So, you know, these are just some of the things that I wanted to point out before I go back to, you know, making my team more and more OP with what I'm going to be doing right now. So let's go back and take a look at what's going on with Von Miller, because I think even with the Reach Elite, I think it's much better. Like, Power Specialist is just insane. It's insane. So again, now that we can refund abilities, I'm just going to take a portion of what I gave him with Reach Elite and just, you know, pretty much go ahead and use that along those lines. So we're going to go ahead and remove it, and then we're going to go back and, you know, pretty much I want to refund it. Give me back my 540 real quick. All right. And then we're going to just put Power Specialist on him. All right. And do it like that, because based on the way that LT plays on his side, I already know that this guy's going to be crazy. Now, as far as under pressure goes, I think, yeah, I have a feeling that many of you guys agree, because I've spoken about it during live streams about under pressure and how it's changed. So we're going to just take it off, and we're going to do the gamble to do the thing with the dome stadiums. And then we know that whenever we're in a dome stadium, that these guys will have less things that they have to do. And that's pretty much it. And that's what I would go with. Because like I said, if you play people that have the outdoor stadiums, it's very, very few, because it's not too smart to do that. Like, even, you know, regardless of the situation, it's just not very, very smart to do it, because it does, if it comes down to a field goal, dog, and the wind is blowing straight down, you finished. Bro, I don't really care who your kicker is. Like, it's really, really wild the way it works out. So we need to watch that. Indoor baller, we're going to go ahead and do that for the dome stadiums, okay? So now we both have those guys with the, you know, lesser things that's needed, and they have edge threat, and they have power specialist. Now, because all of that is now done, let's go check. Hold up, what do we? Okay, we got Pat Tillman. What is Pat Tillman's other ability? I know we got Lurker on him, right? We got Enforcer, Indoor Baller, and Lurker. Okay, all right, so that's fine, and he does what he's supposed to do with that, so that's all good. All right, so as far as the other newer abilities with the O-line, I've kind of given up on the O-line. To be honest with you, like, I don't even really care about it anymore. It's something to where it's like, you know what? Yo, if you put certain things on them, yes, certain things will light up and all that stuff, but it's not, I don't think it's worth it for you to invest in O-line abilities. Now, there are still people running around that are thinking that if you have an ability and it's not activated, it still works. I would urge you guys to make sure that you tell these people that it doesn't make any sense what they're saying. I don't have the time nor the energy to keep, you know, doing that over and over again, but if you guys can help out, because I've seen it in a lot of different threads. I've seen it on, you know, even comments with my videos, that people, no matter how much you tell them that the abilities don't count unless they're activated, they still believe in their mind that these abilities are activated, and they start spreading false information, and then it gets crazy. So if you guys have the energy to do it, feel free to do so, but I'm done with that situation. But you can spread the word that you know, no matter what it is, ability, X Factor, whatever, they all have to be activated. 3 for offense, 3 for defense, and then special teams is separate, which is why we have Jason Elam right there. And he has, what does he have, this guy? I think he has, what is it, clutch kicker or something? I don't know what he got on him. It is what it is, whatever. Yeah, clutch kicker, so he can't be iced. And that definitely helps as well. Even though I'm usually able to make all my ice kicks, it's just something that you don't have to worry about. And I think we're looking good from that point. You know, that point of view, I think we're looking pretty good. So I just want you guys to make sure, remove that out of my way, because like, I don't know what's going on with it, but in my opinion, it's just not worth it. So I would get away from it right now before it gets worse and you get into a game where you're really trying to, you know, smash up a tight end, smash up a halfback, and they still hold you up, and the person is Lawrence Taylor. You're gonna rage, and then your controller's gonna be smashed, and it's gonna be like, yo, Gmias, bro, what's the Amazon deal? And I'm like, look, I already told you. Take that off your players until further notice. That's pretty much it right now. But edge threat is still pretty good, and power specialist is very, very noticeable with the way that they play off the edge. I'm gonna see you guys and girls next time. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn on post notifications. Until next time, one love, y'all.